Good morning, children. Today we will be dealing the lesson Journey to the End of the Earth, Antarctica by Tishani Doshi. Now, you see in the slide here, this is Antarctica as you can visualize it. It is quite different from the landscape that we see now. And Tishani Doshi here takes an expedition to Antarctica with 25 children from across the world in a Russian research vessel called the Academic Shokolaski. After 100 hours of traveling in a car, in a flight and in a ship, she reaches Antarctica and she finds it splendid and massive. On reaching there, she learns that if you want to know about the past, present and future, we must go to Antarctica. She is relieved and struck with wonder on reaching the landscape. There she understands that 650 million years ago, a landmass called Gondwana existed. Now, Gondwana was quite different from the world that we see today. There were no human beings there in those times, and the climate was very warm. To add to this, there was a variety of flora and fauna. On reaching Antarctica, she found it to be a chilling prospect for the imagination. Why? There was a ubiquitous silence. Now, what does this ubiquitous silence means? A silence that's prevailing throughout Antarctica. There is no other sounds. It's a frightening silence. To add to this, there was this austral summer light. Now, what is the meaning of austral summer light? That means you have no idea how time changes. You do not know when it is morning, when it is afternoon, and when it is evening or night, because there is no earthly sense of perspective and time. Then, the visual scale. Now, what is visual scale? Visual scale is the range that you are able to see from within your eyes. What is a range? What kind of things can you see there? You can see microscopic to the mighty midges and mites to the blue whales. But then you cannot see trees, you cannot see billboards, you cannot see any other greenery in Antarctica. Now, she has taken 25 students to Antarctica. Why were the students taken? These students were taken on an educational trip as a project which was headed by a Canadian called Jeff Green, who gave it the name Students on Ice. He focused on high school students. Now the question arises, why students for a trip to Antarctica? Because students are the future generation of policymakers, and a live experience in Antarctica can be a life-changing experience for them. Moreover, students are ready to absorb, learn and act. They can see things in reality, they can experience it and they can act upon it. Now, Antarctica is a crucial element in the hotly contested debate of climate change. What is climate change? We come across changes in weather patterns. Deserts are flooding, untimely floods are there, droughts are prevailing, there is water scarcity, no rains, global warming. Now, why is this happening? For these, Antarctica can be the best option to understand. You know why? It has never sustained a human population, and Antarctica remains pristine. Now, what is pristine? Pristine means absolutely not disturbed by the human occupation, because in Antarctica there are no human beings living as in the world of today as we see it. Moreover, Antarctica holds in its ice cores 500,000-year-old carbon records. And now you see on the slide something called as the phytoplanktons. Children, do you know what are these phytoplanktons? Because these phytoplanktons have a story to tell you. Now what are phytoplanktons? They are grasses of the sea. And what's their function? They nourish and sustain the marine life that is seen in the southern oceans. These phytoplanktons are single-cell plants which initiate the process of photosynthesis. Now you all know what is photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is a process where light is produced in the plants through the sunlight so that they can nourish and sustain themselves. Here in Antarctica, it is these phytoplanktons which do this process. And through these small grasses of the sea, we come to understand that if we take care of these small things, all the big things will fall into place by themselves. Now, I want to tell you the entire summary of this chapter through a mind mapping. The chapter details about a polar expedition that the writer undertook to Antarctica as part of her educational program. Now, the narrator boards a Russian research vessel which is called as the academic Shokolaski. When she reaches there, she is given to understand that a giant southern supercontinent called Gondwana was centered roughly around the present-day Antarctica. And in those days, human beings did not exist there. The climate at that time was much warmer. There was a variety of flora and fauna. Then this supercontinent disintegrated and the world as we know today was formed. The purpose of Tihani Doshi's visit was to understand the significance of Cordilleran folds and Precambrian granite shields. And you know, today our atmosphere consists of ozone and carbon. Now these ozone and carbon gives us a detailed study about the evolution and extinction of man. Now what do you understand by evolution? Evolution is from where we evolved. Man evolved from the monkeys, they say. And then also it gives us a lot about our extinction. Where did we begin from? Where are we now? And where will we end up in the future? That is evolution and extinction. Children, you might wonder at this fact that 90% of the Earth's total ice volumes is stored in Antarctica. And icebergs as big as countries like Belgium is found there. So this is a mind-boggling effect. Moreover, Antarctica has 24 hours of austral sunlight. So, if we want to study the Earth's past, present and future, Antarctica is a place to research. We have a learning experience that little changes in the environment can have big repercussions. Now what do you mean by repercussions? Repercussions means big effects. If there is a further depletion in the ozone layer, the marine life will be affected. Along with this, there is a lot of burning of fossil fuels which has polluted the atmosphere. Therefore, global warming is increasing day by day. Now, Students on Ice, the program that Jeff Green has initiated, provides students ample opportunities to understand the ecology. And global warming can be a big threat to human existence also. Jeff Green, the head of the program, thinks that high school students are the future policymakers. The writer gives an example of phytoplanktons that nourish the entire southern ocean's food chain. Now you can see some pictures of Antarctica right in front of you. The first part is the penguins, and then you have the seals and the penguins there. You have the children who are visiting Antarctica as a part of Students on Ice program, and you see the academic Shokolaski in which the narrator has taken these students. Hope you had a wonderful lesson and hope you enjoyed it. Thank you. Now for the question answer session. The narrator's feeling was one of. Answer would be relief and wonder. Question number 2. Gondwana existed. Answer would be 650 million years ago. Question number 3. Antarctica is a crucial element in the debate of climate change. Why? This can be a 30 words answer, that is for 3 marks, or it could be a long answer question. You have to present your answers as per the need of the question and the marks that are given for the question. Question number 4. Antarctica is the perfect place to study about little changes in environment. Explain. This could also be a long answer question as well as a short answer question. Question number 5. What is the parable of phytoplanktons? Question number 6. Little changes in the environment can have big repercussions. Explain. Question number 7. Students on Ice is option A, a film, option B, an essay, option C, a documentary, option D, a project. So these are some questions which have been given to you based on the lesson. For further questions, you can always refer in the study material.